Hello guys, we are back with our next lecture. In this lecture, let us go through the concept of fault detection, guys. Okay, yes. So basically, whenever you want to take some advantage or whenever you want to resolve the issues, first you need to detect the failure or fault, right? Yes. So basically, failure detection is one of the most cornerstones of a fault tolerance in distributed system. So basically, whenever a failure has been occurred, you need to resolve it as fast as possible. So how you can resolve it? Or you need to divert the traffic. Like I'm talking in terms of web, right? So if there is a huge traffic in the server, you need to divert it. If the server is down, you need to divert the traffic to another server. So all these things should be done, right? Yes. Okay. So what it all boils down is to that. Sorry for that. From a group of processes, non-faulty members should be able to detect who is still a member and who is not. So basically assume that you are having a huge network of many systems, guys. Okay, and you want to know which system is currently working and which system is in failure state, right? Yes. So to detect this, you cannot hire someone like some administrator to check them in every second, right? Yes. So that could not be a good idea, right? Yes. So that is the reason why we will be using some mechanisms. Okay. So here there are two popular mechanisms. Okay. So the first mechanism is that here the processes. So instead of that administrator also, the processes will taking care of everything, guys. So the processes will be sending the messages to each other, asking that are you alive, are you alive, are you alive, in that way. So either process actively send are you alive message to each other expecting an answer from others. So basically if you get an answer, then it is working, like it is active. If not, you can decide that it is in a failure state and you can take your precautions, right? Yes. So that is nothing but the first step, guys, first mechanism, and this is followed, guys, because it's reality, like it is possible, right? Yes. Similarly, a passive method is also there. So passive method, I hope everyone knows passive, right? Yes. So basically, instead of asking everyone why you should go, guys, let them only come and say you. So this process is nothing but passive. So basically, instead of you asking for everyone, whenever someone sends you data, you will be assuming them they are active. But this method will be having a huge disadvantage, guys, because assume that a device or a server is active for 24/7 for almost a long time, but it is not getting any requests and responses. It is not getting anyone is not asking for data from there. Can you say that that server is down and there is an issue? No. Because of this passive method, if you apply this, you will be saying that that is active or there is some failure in the system, because it is not getting any information from there, right? If you ask, it will give, why it will give you freely, or it will disturb you, right? Yes. So passive is a wait until a message comes in from different processes. Practically this idea seems to be good, but not used, as if some process isn't sending any message, hence we cannot say it is dead. So I hope everyone got some small idea about this failure detection. Okay. Yes. So in the next lecture we'll be discussing about reliable client communication, guys. So in the next lecture we'll be discussing about this, and after that we'll be discussing about one of the most important topic, that is nothing but RPC, guys. So in RPC, how the failures are detected and all those things we'll be discussing in our next lecture, guys. Okay. So let us meet in the next lecture and discuss about reliability in client server communication. Okay. So let us meet in the next lecture. Thank you. Thanks for watching.